Hello everybody, it's Wendy, and today we are going to make a necklace using these troublesome little clasps that I showed in my last video. So, here's the deal. I thought these clasps were defective because the ones that I had were magnetizing. If you watch the video, it'll make more sense, but they were magnetizing with the big hole to the small hole, and there was no way to attach the chain to make these work. So I put up the video asking, for opinions because I thought I really want to figure this out and it was really bothering me, and I had ordered them, and I had ordered like 100 sets of them, okay? So Heidi, my friend, says, I ordered some of those a while back, and she said I had to go through because there are male and female and they were all mixed in together. So I had to go through and literally separate everything out. So I thought, okay, I had tried that. I mean, I had tried several different ones out of the stack and none of them worked. But here's what I have going on right now. So they came in these big lines. There were like 3 or 4 big lines of these all together. And she's right. There are male and female, but my problem was there was like a whole string of males. Then the females were mixed in kind of the middle, and then another whole string of males. So when I was, even though I was trying different ones, they were all males for a long way, and then they started some females, and there were males mixed in. It was a mess. So I had to go through and take all 100 of these little guys apart, set them out on the table, and take one at a time and pick up the ones that would magnetize together correctly. It took forever. And now I have them all individually packaged per set, and they're all stuck together, but see, I put them all together. So now when you buy them on my site, there they are. They are correctly put together, and I have learned a lesson. And I'll tell you what this reminds me of. I saw a horror film years ago called Splinter, where like this alien thing got it. It was like really gross and scary. This is what this reminds me of, the thing off of Splinter. So you'll have to look that up. But anyway, here they are. They're all together in pairs now, like they should have been in the beginning. But the company apparently did not take the time to do that, so I did. All right, so I have one here, and I'm going to show you how these work with the Coriana chain because they are awesome with the Coriana chain. I love these so much with using them with this chain. They are a wonderful little clasp, and these are very strong. They are not going to come apart. I would even use this on a bracelet, I think, without fear, which is, I don't usually do magnetic clasps on bracelets. So what you're going to need, if you want to make this necklace, is one of these magnetic clasps. I will link my website in the description box below. You're going to need some sort of focal. I'm going to use the Starfish, and I got this from Beads on Cannon in Charleston, South Carolina. You're going to need some Coriana chain, and I've got the bright silver here, and I've got about 23 inches of it. That's about the length that I want to make this for myself. I'm going to keep this one. So 23 inches of the Coriana chain, and I have this in several finishes. I've got antique silver, this platinum bright silver, gold, rose gold, gunmetal, and I'm expecting some red copper and bronze, hopefully, if it ever gets here. You're going to need an eye pin. And then I have got some beautiful, I got these at either Michael's or Joann's, and I honestly cannot remember which place I got these. But they're just some glass beads that I got when they had the big sales around Christmas time. And I've been waiting to use these, and I think this is going to be the perfect opportunity. I've got some sea glass, like flat beads here. And then I have some smaller sea glass. I believe I got these sea glass beads from Cherry Tree Beads. I've got them in several different colors, these square ones. And then I have some round ones. Frosted glass, and I do have some of this frosted glass on my website as well. I don't have the square ones, but I do have some round. Okay, and then I've got these little fire polished rondelle spacers. I got these from Hobby Lobby during their big sale they've been having here these last couple of weeks, and I got a bunch of these in different colors. We're going to use some of those. And then I have some of these wavy spacer beads, and these are on my website as well. I love these so much. I actually tried to order some more, and I can't get them. They're out of stock right now, so I'm so sad about that. But there are a few of them up on my website right now. So if you're interested in those, there's a few left up there. And then I've got some jump rings here. These are the oval jump rings, and again, these are on my website. I love oval jump rings because I feel like they're so much more secure than a regular jump ring, because their opening is on the side here, and gravity forces them to hang this way, so it would be harder for them to come open and something to come out when, you know, it's hanging this way. So I really like using these, and again, they're on my website as well. I have a couple crimp beads that we're going to use with this chain and the clasp, and my jewelry tools, and I think that's everything. So if you want to make this bracelet with me, necklace with me, get everything together and come on back and we'll get started. Alright, so I just had to pause the video and sneeze. Sorry. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make our starfish focal here. And as you can see, it's got a bail here, and I'm actually going to hook it on this eye pin because I want it to hang down a little on my chain. I don't want it to be right up on the chain where the beads are going to be. Okay, so I'm just going to make a little beaded dangle here. So let me see what beads I want to use for this. And I really do, let's see here, I really like these really light colored ones. And let's mix them with some of those. Maybe a couple of these. So, okay, I'm going to put on one of these rondelle spacers, one of my light colored beads here. I think those are so pretty. I think I might do a wavy spacer in between, and then one of these guys. Oh yeah, that's cool looking. And I may just do this little spacer here and make that be the end of that, because I don't want it to hang down really far. I just want it to hang down a little bit. So let me put these back and we'll use them here in a minute. Okay, so we're going to make a loop, and the way I do my loops is I turn this at a 90-degree angle right above the last bead. Then I take my cutters and I cut a very small, it's about my finger's width. I don't like to make huge loops. I like to keep them as small as possible. So we're going to do that. And then I'll take my round nose pliers here and roll this loop back. And I am so sad. I have misplaced my tweezer nose Xuron pliers. I know they're here somewhere. I hope they are. I hope they didn't get stuck in my trash can's right here beside my desk. And I hope I didn't accidentally throw them away or something, because I can't find them anywhere. But I'm really upset about that, because they are my favorite and I can't find them. So I'm hoping I find them in the move when we pack up to move. All right, so I'm going to hang this guy directly on here, just like this. And just close that up. And there we have our little dangle that's going to go on our chain. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take my chain and put it right through here. Now, I know this may be facing the wrong way, okay, when you put it on, because your chain, obviously, you're going to need this to be turned. So what I do in this case is I turn it the way I need it to go. So I want my starfish to hang this way, right? But this guy needs to go this way in order for the chain to hang correctly. So I hold this one just like I want it to be with these pliers, and I take these pliers and turn the other one until I get it the direction that I want it to go. And that way, as I'm holding this one steady and turning this one, it doesn't turn my bottom one. Okay? So there we have it. And now it's hanging just like I need it to. Okay? So now I'm just going to start beading however I want to bead these up. And I think I want to start with a couple of these small. And this is what I love about the Coriana chain. You can bead directly on this chain. And it is pretty. So if it shows, I won't bead all the way up on this chain. I'll just do, a little, probably, I don't know, 6 inches maybe on each side, if that much. And then I let the rest of the chain show, and it's such a pretty chain. It's just really, it's really nice. So I love it. And I'm going to put on a spacer, and pretty much I haven't had too many beads that won't fit on this Coriana chain. Now these little spacers can be tight, but if you try different ones, some of the holes are bigger than other ones. So I'm hoping they'll go on here. I did a necklace the other day and they went on just fine, but these don't seem to be wanting to. Some of them may not have holes as big as others. Okay, well, if they don't, they don't. I have these other spacers here that I can use. But like I said, I used them the other day and they went on the chain, so that one seems like it might go a little bit easier. No? Okay. Alright, we'll just scrap them for now. So let's see, I've got those two guys. I actually could pull out just some round spacers. Some silver round spacers. Let me do that. So here are some little 2mm round spacers. These are on my website as well if you're interested in them. I like them because they're tiny, and these do fit on this chain. I've used them a lot on this chain. So we'll just put a couple of those on. Okay. A couple of these little guys here. And then I'm going to, let me see, what do I want to do next? Let's go one bead bigger. Let's use this one. I love these sea glass beads. They're so pretty, and these are all different shades. I just think they're all shades of green and teal. They're so pretty. Okay, now I'm going to do one of these square ones on each side. Whoops. And then I'm going to do a wavy spacer. And these are kind of cupped, so you want to put them on the same way. See how I put this one's cupped this way? I'm going to make sure I put the one on the other side cupped the same direction. See? Just like that. And then I'm going to do one of these big beads. I think these are so pretty. Try to get two that are pretty close to the same shade. They have different shades, so we'll do those two together first. Yeah, these are really pretty. And then I'm going to do another wavy spacer. I'm going to put this one facing this way so it kind of cups the bead. And you can do it however you want. I'm just kind of designing on the fly here. Now, whoops, sorry, I hit the camera. Now I think I'll do one of these guys because they kind of match these beads here. Yep, that's pretty. I could do sea glass all day. I love it. I think it is so pretty. So that's looking really cute. Okay, let's do another small round spacer. Well, yeah, maybe we will. Let's do another small round spacer here. Oops. These little guys are so tiny. I've got my glasses on and I still have to concentrate to get the chain through the hole because they're so little. Okay, I'm going to do another of these lighter ones. And then I'm going to do one of these greens. I haven't used these yet, but I want to use a couple of these big beads that have this shade in them. So I'm going to do a couple of those. Then I'm going to do another wavy spacer. Whoops. Okay, and then I'm going to use these that have this kind of greener shade. Yeah, this is really turning out cute. Might have to do earrings too. And then another wavy spacer bead. might have to do earrings and a bracelet with this. This would be a really cute 3-piece set with these beads. And I think I have some starfish charms that I could put on there. Okay, so there's that. Now let's see. Let's go back to this green. Trying to kind of make the greens flow into each other a little bit, you know, like darker into lighter. So let's do that, and then I'm probably not going to use these big ones, unless, I guess I could use it right here. Let me see what it looks like on here. Well, it actually looks kind of good. Maybe I will. Yeah, this is really turning out cute. I love these beads. Okay, and then, let's see. Let's do another wavy spacer. And then another light one. Like this. A wavy spacer. And another lighter one. And I may want to just about end it right there. I'd kind of like to end it with a round bead though. So let's see. This big round one, I could use it. And then a smaller one. So let's do this one. And then this guy right here. Yeah, this is cute. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to put my ends together like this and make sure that this is hanging even, like in the very middle of my chain. So I'm just putting my ends together and scooting this down so that it is even on my chain. I'm going to lay it down carefully, and then I'm going to take, which I appear to have lost my crimp beads. I'm so bad about that, laying the crimp beads out on my mat and then losing them, but here they are. I found them. And I'm going to take 2 of my crimp beads, and I'm going to go ahead and put them on the chain here to hold these in place, because I don't want this sliding around a whole lot. So I'm going to go ahead and put a crimp bead on each side of this chain, and I'm just going to crimp it. So we'll put this one on. I'm not going to crimp it so tight that there's no movement, but I am going to crimp it to where it keeps this in place, so it's not sliding around all over the place. So I'm just crimping that one down, and I'm going to do the same on the other side. And that'll just keep my beads in place when I wear this. So, because with the sea glass, it's kind of, it doesn't slide really well on the chain always. You know, it's kind of, it can catch on there, and then you can end up with your necklace crooked. So I like to do that. Just crimp it down gently on each side, you know, firm but gentle, so that these beads will just stay right in place and they won't be sliding all over the place. Okay, now we're going to finish the ends, and this is how simple this is. It is very, very simple. So let me grab out a couple other crimp beads because I forgot about needing those for that. And we want to use small ones, okay? So like, I don't know, 1.5 to 2 millimeters. You don't want these to be real big because they're going to have to go through the little holes on the magnetic clasp. So let me pull out a couple that are tiny. Okay, so yeah, you want little ones. Actually, it's not really all that small, it's just thin. I need to get some more. I'm running low on crimp beads. Alright, here's a little one. So if you can see, let me move him over here in the, he's very small. He's like a 1.5 to 2 millimeter crimp. And that's what you want. You want small ones for this chain. Or for these clasps. Yeah, let me find one more of those guys. I know I've got another one in here. I'm definitely going to have to buy some crimp beads. I am running low. Okay, here's another one. This one should work. Okay, so now we're going to take our magnetic clasp, wherever it may be. Here it is. And we are going to take our chain and put it in the small end right here, okay? In the small hole. There's a small hole and a big hole. You want to go in the small hole, and then you want to put your crimp bead on. And you just want to take your pliers and you want to smash this crimp bead down firmly right here on the end of your chain. Okay? Now, when you pull it, if it won't go back through your hole, then you can take it, whoops, and you can take your crimping pliers, wherever mine may be. They were here just a few minutes ago. Oh, I'm so unorganized, you guys. I have got to get it together, but we're moving and it's making things difficult. Okay, so you can take your crimping pliers if it ends up a little bit too big for your hole, and just make it into the ball on the end of your crimping pliers. Just use your plier, go around and around, and make it into the ball. And of course, mine came off. Let me try this again. I had a couple extra crimp beads laying out because I thought, you know, they're probably going to be difficult on me. That's what happens when I'm on video. Every time it happens. I can do this great unless I'm on video, and then they're just difficult. So I'm just going to try to crimp it with my pliers like normal. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to put it in the little divot up front, very gently. Then I'm going to go to the back, and I know everybody's like, no, you don't do that, but this is what the video that I watched said to do. So it's what I'm doing. And then you go back to the front, and it makes it into the little ball. Now, they did tell me that if you don't use quality crimp beads, that they will break, and I have found that to be true. So I'm going to have to, like, invest in some really good crimp beads. But there we go. That's pretty solid on there now. And so you take your cutters, and everything is stuck to this magnetic clasp. Y'all can't see it on there, but okay. You take your cutters and trim it. And look, this crimp is stuck to it. Everything sticks to these. And when you pull it back down through this hole, like this, it makes a perfect little connection. Now, if you want, you can put a little bit of glue in there, and I probably will just to reinforce it. Now it's going to stick to my pliers. And you're going to do the same thing on the other side. So I'm going to put this through the small hole of this magnetic clasp. Okay. Then I'm going to put my crimp on. I'm going to use my pliers and crimp it up. The video I watched said you go in the first notch first, then you go into the second notch, and I know this is mainly if you have tiger tail, but it works with this too. Then you go back to the first notch, and it rounds it out. And if you have a good crimp and it doesn't break on you, then you're in good shape. So that one actually worked. And I'm going to trim it. And then when I pull it up through my clasp, there you have it. And it is a really clean, wonderful, whoops. And of course that happened. So one thing that you really do have to do is use the good crimps. And I don't really have any. I'm going to have to get some. I do have some crimp tubes that are the bead-along. Let's try that. Let me just see if that will work, because that might work better than the bead. My beads keep cracking, and it's because they're cheap crimp beads. That's what everybody keeps telling me anyway, and I believe them. So here we have some very tiny crimp tubes. Let's try this, and we'll test this theory out. Okay, so let's put it back through the small hole. And these are teeny tiny. If you can see, they are little guys. And I'm just going to stick it. If this one will even go on the chain, it may be too small to fit on this chain. Yeah, it is so tiny. Okay, but I do have a size up. This has several sizes in it. So let me try the next size up, and that one won't work either. Let's see here. they're either teeny tiny or huge in this container. Okay. Well, let's try. I have a couple other containers here. This is a size 2, it says. It said those were size 1s, but they're mixed, and I don't know where I got these. I can't remember. Okay, these say they're a size 2, so let's try these. I'm just curious because I did this the other day and I know it does work with these magnetic clasps. So let's see. Let's go ahead and put it in the back hole. And we'll get the little divot there, and then let's try the front and see what happens. I am determined to master crimping. It's been an ongoing issue with me if you've watched my videos, but I'm determined. I'm going to master this. It is not going to get the best of me. Alright, now that's very secure. Let's see if it will go down in the hole. And it does. So I just need to trim the chain a little bit because it's kind of long, but pull it back out of here. Trim that excess chain off, and it does absolutely go down in the hole. The tube does. So let me see if I can do this one that way too, because I would feel, see, this one I crimped really good. It's on there good, but I'm going to cut it off and use the tube because I think I would feel better with the tube on there. Okay, so here's this little tube, and it says it's a size 2 on my container. And so we're going to go, whoops, oh my gosh, I totally lost it. And everything's sticking to everything. These magnetic clasps, I'm telling you, they're really good, but yet they're a pain. Okay, so here we go. Let's go ahead and crimp it, this one. We're going to the front. We're going to round it out like it says to. Just like this. Okay. Now it's on there very securely. And it sure does go right down in there. So there is our magnetic clasp. So yeah, the crimp tubes, I gotta say, these Beadalon number 2s, that worked perfect. I think these Beadalon number 1s, there must be these tiny ones. I don't know what these big ones are. They're huge. But the Beadalon number 2s seem to work really well on this chain. The number 1s are too small to go on it. But the number 2s worked great. So I think I'm really happy with that. So here we have it. It's a very professional finish. It is strong. It's not going to break. I mean, it's strong in there. And I probably will dab some E6000 down in there just to give it a little extra strength. But yeah, here is our necklace. And I can't say that I've mastered crimping yet, but I think I'm getting there. One of these days I'm going to master the crimp. And I'm going to be so happy. So here is our necklace, and I honestly think I am going to do a pair of earrings and a bracelet to match this. So stay tuned for that video. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I do a lot of tutorials, and if you subscribe and hit that bell, you'll be notified whenever I do another one, especially the matching pieces to this. So thanks for watching again. I will link my website in the description box below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!